Sit back and enjoy an hour of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. These are Mongolian pigs with a distinctive woolly coat, originating from Hungary. They are a fascinating breed, as domestic pigs, like domestic dogs from wolves, directly descend from wild boars. These hairy pigs, often bred for their high-quality meat and fat, retain more primitive characteristics of their wild ancestors, including their dense coat that protects them from low temperatures. The suckers of a remora fish are one of the most fascinating adaptations in the marine kingdom. Located on the top of their head, these specialized structures allow the remora to firmly attach to larger marine animals, such as sharks, turtles, manta rays, or even whales. Far from being parasites, remoras are commensals, meaning they benefit from this relationship without harming their host. Filmed in Connecticut, United States, this is a white-tailed deer losing its antlers by shaking its head. This shedding is known as casting and occurs during the last weeks of winter. After losing their antlers, new ones gradually grow, covered in a soft tissue called velvet. White-tailed deer can be found from Canada to Peru. It's an impressive sight to see how these imposing bony structures shed annually as part of a natural renewal process. Curiously, turtles sometimes seem to have a particular aversion to black-colored shoes. There are anecdotal reports and even some documented cases where turtles attack black shoes, possibly mistaking them for other turtles or predators. Although they are monochromatic animals, meaning they see the world in shades of gray and don't distinguish colors well, it's possible that the contrast or shape of a black shoe triggers a territorial or defensive response. Some experts suggest that certain turtles may develop an aversion to black due to a previous negative experience associated with that color. This is a false coral snake, Lampropeltis triangulum, a fascinating species that is non-venomous, but remarkably similar to venomous coral snakes. The key to distinguishing them lies in the pattern of their color rings. The pattern of false coral snakes is red, black, white, or yellow, black, red, while the pattern of venomous coral snakes is red, yellow, black. Memorizing this color difference can be vital in areas where both species coexist. This is the Monkeyland Primate Sanctuary in South Africa, a refuge that provides a safe home for various primate species. The primate shown is a gibbon, a small ape species native to Southeast Asia. Gibbons are famous for their acrobatic skills and, as mentioned, are not afraid of falling from the bridge due to the length and strength of their enormous arms and hands. Their anatomy is perfectly adapted for brachiation, moving by swinging through branches, and in the skeleton, you can see how long their arms are in proportion to their body, which gives them an unmatched advantage in their arboreal habitat. Is this horse coming closer or moving away? Perspective can be deceiving, but based on how its size shrinks within the frame, I'd say the horse is moving away from the person recording it. Depth perception in a still image often relies on visual cues such as relative size, overlap, and linear perspective. Here, we see eruciform larvae colonizing a tire, a common phenomenon in urban or rural environments where decomposing organic matter accumulates, creating an ideal breeding ground. Eruciform larvae, whose name derives from the Latin eruca, caterpillar, possess a distinctive morphology, an elongated cylindrical body equipped with true thoracic legs and, in many species, also with false abdominal legs called prolegs, which give them greater grip and mobility while feeding. Thai silk is considered one of the best in the world. These white capsules are the cocoons of Bombyx mori, or silkworms, from which the thread is being unraveled. The speed at which silk is extracted is striking, although a single worm is capable of producing up to a kilometer of thread just to cover itself before becoming butterflies. This ancient process is what gives Thai silk its quality and global recognition. This strange frog is unable to land on its feet, landing on its side, back, or even its nose. It simply hops and stiffens its body to fall uncontrollably. It is an amphibian endemic to the Amazon, known locally as the Bruno frog, Leptodactylus phallax. Although not very graceful in its landing, it can be found from Brazil to Colombia. Its peculiar way of falling is part of its survival strategy in its habitat. This is an Arabian camel or dromedary camel starting a courtship to attract females. What you see is not a deformed tongue, but an inflatable organ called a dullah, or bulla. This large sac expands from its mouth as a mating display to attract females. This behavior is exclusive to dromedary males. An interesting fact is that camels, unlike other mammals that use vocalizations or horns, use this dullah to show their state of health and their virility, since only a camel in perfect condition can keep the dulla inflated. Koi fish, known for their beauty and elegance, have a surprisingly varied diet and are very adaptable animals. In addition to their specific fish food, they can consume a wide range of human foods, such as oranges, lettuce, pasta, watermelon, rice, potatoes, and bread. Their docile nature makes them easy to get used to hand feeding, which makes them great pets. A pigeon is seen plummeting while spinning, a behavior often observed when they spot food or other pigeons eating on the ground. This spinning maneuver is likely a way to quickly slow their descent without losing too much speed, allowing them to land with precision. Pigeons are urban birds with surprising aerial agility, capable of performing abrupt turns and descents in complex environments. The great gray owl has one of the most impressive abilities in nature, excellent hearing that allows it to locate prey, such as rodents, with great precision, even if they are hidden under the snow. The owl can hear the movement of the animals under the snow layer and swoop down on them to hunt them. This type of hearing is due to the unique shape of its feathers, which act like a funnel to capture sound waves. This is a Gloucester canary of English origin, one of the smallest existing breeds, measuring just 11 centimeters. What makes it particularly striking is its characteristic wig, a dense crest of feathers on its head. This peculiarity is the result of decades of careful crossbreeding among hamster canaries, border canaries, and crest canaries, which gives it a unique and adorable appearance. Cats are natural predators. However, their instinct is not always based on hunger. Sometimes they play with their prey, like mice, out of boredom or to practice their hunting skills. For its part, the mouse in the video plays dead to distract the cat and escape death. This defense strategy is known as thanatosis and is a common tactic in many species. Filmed in New England, United States, a man discovers a rather strange scene: several baitfish frozen inside a capsule of ice. The frozen formation formed around the bucket they were being transported in, a reminder that the low temperatures in this region can create unexpected natural sculptures. This is an extremely rare jellyfish, known as Chirodectes maculatus, photographed in Australia. Surprisingly, it is the second time in history that a sighting of this species has been documented. Its bell, which is the upper part of its body, measures about 15 centimeters. It is believed to be very venomous, although its extreme rarity has made it difficult to study. The satanic leaf-tailed gecko, native to Madagascar, is a reptile known for its eyes that, due to their structure, seem to defy the laws of light and color. Its pupils, in the shape of small vertical slits, give it impressive night vision. This gecko is a nocturnal predator that hunts insects and other invertebrates. Roosters, though commonly thought to eat grains, have a much more varied diet. They feed on small insects, such as fleas and lice they can find on domestic animals. In addition to helping keep pets pest-free, roosters are excellent insect controllers in the garden, as they consume larvae and other arthropods. Nutcracker Thumbelina, also known as Little Thumb, was the smallest mare in the world, registered in the Guinness Book of Records. She was approximately 43 centimeters high and weighed about 26 kilograms. Her small size was due to dwarfism, a genetic condition. At birth, she weighed only 3.6 kilograms, and her daily diet consisted of a cup of grain and a handful of hay twice a day. Thumbelina passed away on June 4, 2018, leaving a memorable legacy. Mexican honey ants belong to the species Myrmecocystis mexicanus and inhabit arid areas of the country. Some workers, called repletes, store nectar in their abdomens, which swell to the size of a grape. These ants function as living reserves within the nest and regurgitate food when others need it. The stored liquid contains essential nutrients such as sugars and lipids. In certain regions of Mexico, their honey is consumed for nutritional and medicinal purposes. This use is documented since pre-Hispanic times in cultures like the Nahuatl. They represent a notable example of biological adaptation and cultural value. The glass caterpillar of Ecuador gets its name from its almost transparent skin. This feature, along with its spines, serves as a defense mechanism, as it makes it difficult to see and can cause a rash on contact. This larva transforms into a beautiful butterfly of the Saturniidae family, one of the largest in the world. This strange animal is an elderly marmoset. Although the common marmoset usually has dark fur, this specimen shows hair loss and a grayish coat, which is a normal sign of age. In captivity, marmosets can live beyond 13 years, and science is studying the aging processes in these primates to better understand the process in humans. The blue parrotfish inhabits the warm waters of the Caribbean and the Western Atlantic. It can grow up to 1.2 meters long and has pharyngeal teeth that allow it to crush rocks and coral. When feeding, it excretes sediments like white sand, which contribute to the formation of tropical beaches. This process is known as bioerosion and has a positive ecological impact. A single specimen can generate hundreds of kilograms of sand per year. It also helps clean reefs and control algae growth. Its presence is vital for the balance of coral ecosystems. The next time you pick up a banana, make sure it's not a snake. Known as a ball python, it is a very timid species with a harmless and not very aggressive nature. It reacts by coiling up into a ball, hence the name. The video titled The Boxing Cats, recorded in 1894, is considered the oldest recording of cats. This video was filmed at Thomas Edison's Black Maria studio in West Orange, New Jersey. In the future, it is likely that insects will be part of our daily diet, according to many experts. In fact, approximately 20% of the world's population already consumes insects regularly. It is believed that in the coming decades we will all incorporate insects into our diet, as they are a high-quality source of protein. Although their appearance may not be very attractive, the nutritional benefits of insects are undeniable. The buff-tip moth, scientifically known as Phalaera butiphala, lives in regions of Europe and Asia. Its main defense mechanism is camouflage, based on the shape and color of its wings. When folded, it adopts the appearance of a broken branch with a whitish stripe that imitates split wood. This imitation is so precise that it is almost undetectable to birds and other predators. The mimicry allows it to remain motionless on trunks and branches without being detected. Piranha, which means devilfish in Guarani, is an animal with a fearsome reputation. Despite their sharp teeth and aggressive image in movies, piranhas rarely attack humans. They are primarily scavengers and opportunists, and attacks only occur in conditions of extreme starvation or if they feel trapped and threatened. Sarija sheep, native to Turkmenistan, are part of a fat-tailed breed adapted to arid and cold environments. Their voluminous tail serves as a fat reserve, fulfilling a similar function to a camel's hump by storing energy for times of scarcity. This ability allows them to survive in regions like the Karakum Desert and the plains near the Kopetdag mountain range. Their wool is semi-coarse, shiny, and has abundant fluff, ideal for making traditional textiles. They are known for their physical resilience and livestock efficiency. This strange creature is a brittle star and is closely related to starfish. What is most striking are its 5 long and flexible arms that extend from the central disc, which can measure more than 50 centimeters in length. It uses them to swim or catch its prey. What you see on the screen is not a branch, it's a Phyllium garyon, called the wandering violin mantis. It is an insect about 10 centimeters long with very long limbs that resemble sticks. This is something it knows how to take advantage of very well, because it usually sways its body back and forth to imitate a branch moving with the wind. This way, it can camouflage itself and catch its prey without them noticing until it's too late. The golden tortoise beetle is a fascinating insect less than a centimeter long. The most curious thing is the behavior of its larva, which accumulates its own feces on its back, creating a protective parasol that it uses as a shield against predators. The adult's ability to change from a brilliant gold to a dull orange-brown also helps it avoid detection. This veterinarian, named Sarah, often swims with American crocodiles. While they are considered moderately dangerous, it is recommended to avoid them, as they can be territorial, and, although they rarely attack humans, they are very powerful predators. Even so, they are less aggressive than saltwater or Nile crocodiles, with which she would never dare to swim. The monarch butterfly is famous for its annual migration of thousands of kilometers from North America to Mexico. This is one of nature's most impressive phenomena. During their journey, monarch butterflies can cover a distance of up to 160 kilometers a day. This migration spans several generations of butterflies and is an extraordinary journey that usually takes them to the Oyamel forests in Mexico, where they spend the winter. Until 2006, the lids of McDonald's McFlurry ice creams had a design that caused hedgehogs to get trapped and die. Thanks to a campaign by a Hedgehog Protection Association in the United Kingdom, McDonald's redesigned its cups to make the hole smaller, preventing hedgehogs from getting stuck. This change has been a great triumph for the conservation of these small spiny animals. Urinating on a jellyfish sting is a popular myth and not an effective solution. In fact, it can worsen the situation by releasing more venom. Instead, experts recommend rinsing the affected area with seawater to remove tentacle remnants and then applying vinegar to deactivate the venom-stinging cells. This sheared alpaca is an animal native to the Andes. Its coat is highly valued as it is considered one of the finest fibers in the world. It is warmer than sheep's wool, lightweight, hypoallergenic, and durable. Unlike sheep, alpaca fiber is classified into 22 natural colors, which makes it even more exclusive. Mindao. The sea slugs Elysia marginata and Elysia atroviridis are fascinating creatures. These nudibranch mollusks have an astonishing ability. When they get sick, they cut their head off the affected body to survive. This phenomenon, known as cephalic autonomy, allows them to get rid of the damaged part and regenerate a new body, thus preserving the healthy part. Crocodiles can reach speeds of up to 20 kilometers per hour over short distances, especially when they feel threatened or are hunting. This speed allows them to perform quick ambushes and efficiently capture their prey. This caterpillar is known as the monkey slug caterpillar and is sometimes confused with spiders due to its appearance. Its hairy and spiny appendages not only help it defend itself but also mimic tarantulas, which deters predators. Although its spider-like appearance is a trick, contact with its spines can cause a painful rash. The giant huntsman spider, commonly mistaken for a crab spider, belongs to the family Sparacidae. It can reach up to 10 centimeters in diameter, including its legs. It inhabits warm and humid regions of the Americas, Asia, and Africa, especially in tropical zones. It does not weave webs, but rather hunts actively through nocturnal ambushes. Its main defense is camouflage and speed. Some have spines on their legs, although it is not clear if they use them for defense. The black egret, native to sub-Saharan Africa, uses a unique hunting technique called canopy feeding. It spreads its wings like a parasol to create a shadow over the water. This shadow reduces sun glare and allows it to see the fish it is trying to catch better. In addition, some small fish are attracted by the apparent refuge and come closer. This behavior has been widely documented in ornithological studies. It is a remarkable example of behavioral adaptation in aquatic birds. Flying fish have a remarkable gliding ability, capable of traveling up to 200 meters and reaching speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour to escape their marine predators. In Japan, these fish are appreciated in gastronomy, sometimes eaten raw. Their pectoral and pelvic fins are cleaned, their scales are removed, and they are served with soy sauce. Their heads are not wasted. They are cooked separately to prepare a delicious miso soup. Miso is a traditional Japanese paste made from a fermented mixture of soybeans, barley, rice, and salt, using the koji fungus that grows in rice paddies, which gives it a deep umami flavor. Pandas stand up and extend their claws as a form of defense and communication. By standing up, they look bigger and can intimidate possible threats. Their claws also serve to climb trees with agility, but by extending them they demonstrate their ability to defend their territory. This behavior is common when they feel threatened or during courtship, as they also use their postures and claws to attract potential partners. The eggs of cassowaries, which are the most dangerous birds in the world, are a fluorescent green color. They are birds that nest on the ground, so the green color of their eggs helps them camouflage themselves. The horseshoe crab, although it's called a crab, is actually an arachnid like spiders and scorpions. Although they are not seen, they have 10 jointed legs that they use to walk on the seafloor and dig in the sand in search of food. The so-called army ants, also known as marabuntas or legionary ants, form mobile colonies with millions of individuals. They move nomadically throughout their lives, without building permanent nests, and attack prey in mass. Their behavior is aggressive, organized, and predatory. They inhabit from the southern United States to Brazil, crossing tropical regions of Central America. Some species create temporary shelters using their own bodies. These insects show a collective hunting strategy and a great ecological impact. In the past, pregnancy tests were not as simple as just urinating on a test strip. Before 1960, the process was a bit more complicated. The doctor collected a urine sample, which was sent to a laboratory where it was injected under the skin of an African frog called Xenopus laevis. The urine of a pregnant woman contains the hormone HCG, which stimulates the ovulation of this amphibian. If the frog ovulated in 24 hours, the test was considered positive. Pandas are characterized by their black and white fur, although they are rarely born with a different color, like Chizai, the only brown and white panda that exists in the world. The glass frog is a species of frog found in Ecuador that has transparent skin on its belly and in some cases on its back as well. This allows its internal organs, such as the heart and lungs, to be seen through its skin. This intriguing bird, recorded in Edmonton, Canada, is the greater prairie chicken. This bird, native to both Canada and the United States, is known for its unique courtship behavior. Males in particular perform elaborate rituals to attract females, which include inflating their bright orange air sacs and emitting a resonant booming sound. It is also common for them to stomp rhythmically on the ground, a crucial part of their mating dance, which creates a vibration intended to attract attention and display their vigor to the females. Recorded in the United States, this image shows a cottonmouth snake, also known as a water moccasin. It is one of the most feared snakes in North America due to its venom. It is called cottonmouth because of the bright white interior of its mouth, which it displays when threatened. It is the only semi-aquatic pit viper in the world, meaning it thrives both on land and in water, preferring swamps, streams, and ponds. It is crucial to stay away from it, as its bite, though rarely fatal if treated, is potentially deadly and can cause severe tissue damage. These horses have lush mustaches. They are the domestic horse breed known as the Gypsy Vanner, very famous on the island of Great Britain and Ireland. Their greatest physical attraction are those incredible mustaches that they let grow. In addition, they have very strong, muscular, and medium-length necks. They certainly look very elegant. The Xoloitzcuintla is a hairless dog native to Mexico. There is another variety with hair, and dogs born with hair are still pure Xoloitzcuintlas. Puppies of both varieties can be born in the same litter. In Mexican culture, it was believed that Xolos accompanied the souls of the deceased when they traveled to the underworld, so they were buried along with the dead they were to accompany and guide. The axolotl, a very curious animal, can regenerate its limbs. This species of salamander that inhabits Mexico can regenerate lost body parts such as limbs, legs, tail, and even parts of the brain and heart. The University of Oxford has been studying the properties of spider silk for years through the Oxford Silk Group. Although it does not perform massive harvests, it collects small amounts of silk for scientific research. The group led by Fritz Vollrath analyzes the behavior of spiderwebs and seeks to replicate their structure using synthetic fibers. Spin-off companies like Oxford Biomaterials and Spintex are working on commercial applications. These include medical, textile, and sustainable technological uses. Spider silk stands out for its exceptional strength and lightness. Meet the Acrophila phallax, a member of the stick insects that live in Madagascar. The males are a brilliant electric blue with greenish tints and have 2 rows of reddish-orange spines along the edges of the femur. There are also dark-colored spines along the sides and under the thorax. In the northern savannas of Australia, some raptors practice a behavior known as firehawking. Species such as the black kite, whistling kite, and brown falcon collect burning branches from active fires and drop them in other areas. This expands the fire to hunt fleeing prey, such as lizards, snakes, and rodents. This behavior has been observed by scientists, firefighters, and indigenous communities. Although there is no definitive visual evidence of each action, testimonies are consistent. This video shows how hundreds of thousands of army ants form a living bridge to reach a wasp nest. This is the black rain frog, Breviceps fuscus, a fascinating species native to South Africa. Unlike many frogs that prefer wet and aquatic environments, these frogs are primarily fossorial, meaning they spend most of their lives underground. They only emerge at night, especially after rains, in search of food. Their plump appearance and peculiar, angry face have made them popular on social media. Bumblebees can beat their wings with enormous force, creating a mini vortex that can lift dust or sawdust from the ground. Although they have a stinger and can inject venom, they are much less aggressive than bees or wasps, and they only sting in self-defense when they feel threatened. This is likely a wolf spider, family Lycosidae. These spiders are known for their glowing eyes in the dark, a reflection of their tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer behind the retina that helps them see in low-light conditions. They are solitary hunters and do not spin webs to catch their prey. Wolf spiders are also notable for their maternal behavior. The female carries the egg sac, and once they hatch, the young cling to her back. They typically lay around 100 eggs, and while their venom is not dangerous to humans, their bite can be painful. These egg masses are from a leopard frog and sometimes adhere to branches or plants. The name leopard comes from its spotted skin, but its common name in English is meadow frog, due to the sound the males make to attract females, which resembles a purr or a growl. This is a close-up of flower nectar accumulated on a bee's legs, specifically in the pollen baskets, or corbiculae, although here it appears to be pure nectar. The process of transforming nectar into honey is amazing and highly cooperative. Adult worker bees collect nectar and store it in their honey crop, a special stomach, for days. Then, they regurgitate it to younger workers, who suck it up and regurgitate it again, a process repeated multiple times. During this cycle, the nectar mixes with digestive enzymes from the bees, which break down complex sugars into simple sugars, and water progressively evaporates, transforming it into delicious and nutritious honey. This is the gharial, a freshwater crocodile that lives in the rivers of Pakistan, India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. The male gharial is distinguished by a peculiar bulbous growth on the tip of its snout, called a gara, which he uses to attract females with his vocalizations. It is a fish predator that can grow to be almost 5 meters long. Recorded in the United States, this video shows sheep dip, a traditional and crucial agricultural practice for flock health. Sheep are immersed in a liquid solution, usually medicated, to eliminate external parasites such as mites, lice, ticks, and flies that can affect their skin and wool, preventing diseases and improving animal welfare. Damascus goats, native to Syria, are ironically known as the most beautiful goat in the world due to their appearance. Despite their unusual face, they are a very valuable and prized breed in the Middle East, as they are selectively bred for their high milk production, which is used to make cheese and yogurt, and for the quality of their meat. This strange and majestic animal is an antelope known as the nilgai or blue bull, Boselaphus trigocamelus. It is the largest Asian antelope and is native to the arid regions of India and Pakistan. Males have a bluish-gray coloration, hence blue bull, short and robust horns, and a distinctive mane. Despite their imposing size, they are quite timid and can run at great speeds. The Nymphaster chronoweri is a small beetle that uses ants as a means of transportation. These beetles cling with their jaws to worker ants, especially those of the Eciton mexicanum species, to move and search for new nesting sites. This behavior, known as foracy, allows them to save energy during their travels. This energetic canine is a border collie, a sheep or goat herding dog, renowned for its intelligence and agility. There are two main types of herding dogs: protectors, who defend livestock from predators, and controllers, like the border collie, who manage flocks with precise movements and intense gazes. Their herding instinct is so strong that they are often seen herding their human families or even other animals at home. They are loyal and very active companions, requiring a lot of exercise and mental stimulation. The sunfish is one of the heaviest fish in the world, with a weight that can vary between 1 and 2 tons and a length that exceeds 3 meters. These giants live in tropical waters and can be found in various oceans around the planet. The females of this species are capable of producing up to 300 million eggs, more than any other known vertebrate. At birth, the fry are so small that they barely reach the size of a fingertip. What you see here is the imposing Tibetan wolf, or, more commonly known, the Tibetan Mastiff. This canine breed, one of the largest in the world, stands out for its abundant fur that makes them look even more majestic. Originating from the icy heights of the Himalayas, these dogs were ancestrally invaluable companions to nomadic shepherds, protecting their flocks with their size and bravery. Although the Great Dane holds the title of the tallest dog in the world, at about 108.6 centimeters, the Tibetan Mastiff is not far behind, reaching a respectable 75 centimeters at the withers. This crane that remains stable on an oil platform is achieved thanks to an industrial gyroscope. The principle is the same as that of a chicken's head. The crane uses a system of sensors and counterweights to counteract the movement of the waves. This allows it to maintain balance and transport heavy loads safely even in turbulent waters. Filmed in Thailand, what at first glance looks like a hairy snake is actually a fascinating example of natural adaptation. This is a water snake, specifically known as the mud snake, Enhydrus plumbea. What gives it its hairy appearance is the moss that has grown on its skin after spending a long time motionless among the stones underwater. This phenomenon is temporary. The moss will shed naturally when the snake sheds its skin, revealing its usual smooth epidermis. In Kazakhstan, a man is in a room full of lizards. Although there are many types, only 3 are known to be venomous: the Gila monster and the beaded lizard, endemic to Mexico, and the Komodo dragon of Indonesia. Unlike snakes, which inject venom through their fangs, these lizards must chew their prey to release the venom from glands in their lower jaw, which makes their bite less dangerous. Filmed in Sri Lanka, this is a tailor bird sowing leaves to make its nest. They are common tailor birds sowing before the breeding season, using green leaves that provide good camouflage. They are small birds, 10 centimeters long, and are native to Asia. It's fascinating how these tiny natural architects use spider silk or plant fibers to join the leaves with astonishing precision, creating a perfectly camouflaged and cozy home for their young. This is a goldfish driving a mobile aquarium. The system works thanks to a sensor that detects the direction the fish swims and directs the aquarium's wheels in that same direction. This creation is part of a behavioral control experiment that demonstrates that animals have spatial awareness and are capable of adapting their environment to move through it. This is one of the most adorable dog breeds. Although a small poodle is shown, a breed originating from France known for its intelligence and elegance, the smallest dog breed in the world is actually the Chihuahua, proudly originating from Mexico. Chihuahuas are known for their tiny size, big personalities, and expressive eyes. Here it's demonstrated how an imaginary rope can guide a horse. This is an excellent example of advanced equine training and nonverbal communication. Over time, horses learn to follow not the physical pull of the rein, but the subtle movements, posture, and body signals of the rider. This reflects a deep connection and trust between the horse and its trainer, where obedience is based on mutual understanding rather than physical coercion. Biologists have discovered that whale sharks have teeth in their eyes. These mysterious fish have small, scale-like teeth that protect their eyeballs. This is one of the strangest things not seen in other animals. The teeth, called dermal denticles, are scales that serve as armor, but also allow them to swim faster. Although it is already known that sharks are covered with scales, what is most surprising is that they also have them inside their eyes. These are the dangerous tsetse flies, insects that, fortunately, only exist in Central Africa. Their bite is much more than an annoyance. It is the main vector of human African trypanosomiasis, commonly known as sleeping sickness, a serious parasitic disease. The infection causes progressive drowsiness in the bitten person, which, if left untreated, progresses to a coma, and finally, death. The fight against the tsetse fly is crucial for public health in many African regions. Meet the incredible lanternfish. The color of its eyes is due to them being filled with symbiotic bioluminescent bacteria that glow in the dark in different colors with just a blink. These fish use this light to attract food, mate, and escape from predators. Wagyu is one of the most expensive and valued meats in the world. Coming from Japanese cattle breeds, it is known for its marbling that distributes intramuscular fat evenly, providing an exceptional flavor and an incredibly tender texture. Japan has strict regulations on Wagyu breeding, which makes this meat a luxury reserved for special occasions and exclusive restaurants. This is an amazing example of mutualism in nature. The litter frog and the Pamphobateus antinus tarantula, commonly known as the Genesis tarantula, which help each other in a fascinating symbiotic relationship. They are common in Peru, Brazil, and Bolivia. The frog takes refuge under the tarantula's body when a predator is near, finding protection in its size and intimidating reputation. In return, the frog feeds on small parasites and insects that often infest the tarantula's nest and could feed on the arachnid's eggs, benefiting both. A chicken egg can withstand a surprising weight. Although chicken eggs seem fragile, they are designed to support a considerable weight. The oval shape of the egg evenly distributes the weight applied to it, allowing it to support up to 23 kilograms of weight without breaking. Recorded in China, these are hybrid betta fish specifically bred for trade. Betta fish, also known as Siamese fighting fish, are famous for their impressive beauty and lush fins. They are remarkably resilient fish, capable of surviving in difficult conditions such as stagnant water, swamps, canals, and even drainage ditches, thanks to their labyrinth organ that allows them to breathe oxygen directly from the air. The city of Deshnok in India is home to the Karni Mata temple, known as the Temple of the Rats. Thousands of sacred rats are fed and venerated here. Devotees believe that drinking the rats' water will bring them good luck. According to legend, Karni Mata was reincarnated into rats so that her descendants would live in the temple. This is the banded coral snake, Calliophis intestinalis, an incredibly venomous species inhabiting the rainforests of Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and Indonesia. When threatened, they have the amazing ability to flatten their bodies to appear larger and more intimidating, a unique defense tactic in the animal kingdom. Their striking coloration serves as a clear warning to any predator. The three-toed sloth is the slowest mammal in the world. This species of sloth, which lives in Central and South America, is known for its extremely slow movement. They can move at an average speed of only 0.24 kilometers per hour on the ground. This fascinating creature, recorded in Bhutan, is a takin. This animal, distinctive for its robust body and peculiar appearance, is a ruminant mammal found in the mountainous regions of Asia. In the image, the takin appears to be a female, as males of this species are distinguished by the presence of imposing horns. Takins are native to specific regions, including India, China, and of course Bhutan, where they inhabit dense forests and high mountain grasslands. They are animals that adapt well to cold climates and difficult terrains. This is an aquatic anole with an air bubble on its head. They are native to Costa Rica and have the ability to submerge in water for 15 minutes, thanks to their ability to form an air bubble that adheres to their head. This is a sea urchin with truly hypnotizing blue lights. It is the false fire urchin, Astonishing, a beautiful and peculiar species originating from the Indian Ocean. It is important to note that the bright blue spots observed on its body are iridescent and not bioluminescent. Iridescence is an optical phenomenon where the colors change according to the observation angle, caused by the microstructure of its skeleton that refracts light, creating this dazzling effect. This video was titled, Baby Dinosaurs. In reality, they are coatis in reverse. What looks like their necks are their tails. Coatis are native to the Americas and can be seen from Mexico to Brazil. They walk in groups, especially females with young, raising their tails as an orientation signal. They are omnivorous mammals with a varied diet. Filmed in Texas, United States, this is the dog train. It was created by American philanthropist Eugene Bostick. The train's purpose is to take abandoned dogs for rides around the city and forest. It's a heartwarming initiative that offers exercise, fun, and adventure to many animals. Adult frogs are carnivorous and feed on insects such as flies, mosquitoes, and beetles. Tadpoles, on the other hand, eat phytoplankton, algae, and organic detritus. Detritus are biological remains such as leaves or decomposing matter. Sometimes they are seen on fish, although it is not a common or functional behavior. The usual thing is to find them on logs, stones, or leaves near the water. This habit facilitates their rest and access to the aquatic environment. In Sydney, Australia, Corella cockatoos have invaded gardens, roofs, and streets, adapting to the urban environment after the loss of their natural habitat. Their intelligence allows them to survive among humans, but they cause visible damage to houses, vehicles, and crops. They emit powerful screams that disrupt the calm of the neighborhood. Although they are protected species, their proliferation has led to studies to control their presence. They feed on worms that emerge after rains, which influences their massive migrations. Some residents feed them and live with them, while others are forced to repair damages. It is an urban coexistence as annoying as it is fascinating. Almas caviar is the most expensive food in the world. 1 kilogram of this caviar costs $34,000. It comes from the Iranian beluga sturgeon fish, the largest freshwater fish on the planet, which is found only in the Caspian Sea, where there is the least possible pollution to favor its breeding. Although the beluga sturgeon can live for around 100 years, there are very few of this species. Almas caviar offers a smooth texture that leaves a nutty and creamy flavor in the mouth. To preserve it, the so-called malasol is carried out, in which less than 5% salt is used. One of the most important Almas caviar sellers in the world, Caviar House and Prunier, sells it in 24-karat gold cans. Filmed in Australia, this is a frilled neck lizard, a creature that looks like it came from prehistory. With its voluminous membrane around its neck, which gives it its name, this animal is probably the closest thing to a dinosaur still walking on Earth. They are endemic to Australia, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea. The membrane, known as a gular shield, is deployed to show off during courtship or to appear larger and more intimidating to predators, a fascinating trait that has evolved as a survival strategy. This is a protective helmet for dogs that have high-risk jobs. The first prototype is called Trident M1 and was created by the American company K9 using a 3D printing process. The design is focused on the anatomy of the German Shepherd because it is the most common breed in emergency services. They are not tight, are lightweight and comfortable to wear, and apparently the dogs like to wear them because they do not take them off, not even the first time they use them. Apparently, this fence has a multiple purpose. One for transporting sheep, another for them to exercise, and the last one to save money. The design of this type of mobile corral is an ingenious solution that optimizes the movement of livestock, ensuring their well-being and management efficiency. The mantis shrimp is known for having the fastest punch in the animal kingdom, as it can strike with the speed of 80 kilometers per hour. It is known as the Rocky Balboa of the ocean, which mainly punches mollusks and crabs. This is a jumping spider or salticidae, reacting to seeing its reflection in a mirror. Although most spiders have 8 eyes and poor vision, jumping spiders are the exception. Their 2 large frontal eyes provide them with high-resolution binocular vision. In fact, scientists have discovered that their vision is comparable in sharpness to that of cats and birds, which allows them to precisely calculate distances for their predatory jumps. Interestingly, this type of hunting spider relies on sight to chase its prey, unlike web-building spiders, which depend on vibrations in their webs. The bird apparently emits flashes of electricity, but science says otherwise. The high humidity of the environment, visible in the cloudy sky, quickly dissipates any static charge the bird could generate. In addition, the creation of electrical discharges like lightning requires massive energy fields that an animal could not produce. Therefore, it is extremely unlikely that the bird is emitting electricity. It is most likely a visual effect from the video. This is a beer made from elephant excrement. This product was made by a Japanese company and sold out quickly on April Fool's Day in the year 2015. However, the beer was not a joke. It was truly made with elements from elephant excrement. But don't be too worried. The secret lies in the diet of these animals. The beer obtained coffee beans that, when passed through the digestive tract of the elephants, took on the aroma of banana and sugar cane, which meant they were suitable for drinking. This is how emperor penguin chicks jump from a 15-meter ice cliff to swim for the first time. On a road in Kazakhstan, a man transports a cow in a small 2-door car, a scene as unusual as it is revealing. In rural areas, it is common for livestock to have more economic value than the vehicle itself. Therefore, many owners choose to use the only available transport to move animals. This practice, although unusual, reflects the importance of livestock in agricultural communities. The cow usually represents investment, food, or income, while the car is simply a means. Filmed in China, this is a gigantic breeding farm that houses hundreds of thousands of bullfrogs. These frogs are a popular food source in numerous Asian countries such as Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Taiwan, Indonesia, and of course China, where their meat is prized in soups and their legs are sold fried. Their consumption has also spread to Latin America, where countries like Brazil, Mexico, Guatemala, Panama, Ecuador, and Argentina raise and consume them, highlighting their global importance in gastronomy. In DeSoto Park in Florida, United States, more than 130 manatees huddle in a small channel to warm up. Manatees are peaceful, slow animals that are dedicated to eating, sleeping, and traveling, but they have a particular curiosity. They seek warmer waters in winter to survive. The eyes of fish of the genus Anableps are divided into 2 parts so they can see up and down at the same time. They are known as 4-eyed fish. Filmed in Brazil, this is the Satarimau initiation ritual. They are a tribe from the Amazon, and their rite of passage to manhood consists of inserting their hands into 2 gloves filled with bullet ants and enduring their painful stings. The stings of bullet ants are considered among the most painful in the world, comparable to the impact of a bullet, hence their name. First, the ants are tied into gloves woven with leaves, and then they are allowed to recover from the drowsy effect. Once the effect wears off, the ants begin to stir and sting. This extreme ritual is not only a test of physical endurance, but also a profound cultural symbol of maturity and strength within the tribe. In the Faroe Islands, an autonomous archipelago of Denmark, there are more sheep than people. The sheep population exceeds 80,000 animals, while the human population is around 50,000 people. This is a pig race. Although it may seem strange, pig races are a popular event at many fairs and festivals. These animals are surprisingly fast and agile, and their races are a source of fun. The common basilisk, nicknamed the Jesus Christ lizard, has the incredible ability to run on water. It doesn't do it by magic, but by pure physics. Its hind feet have dermal lobes that unfurl when they strike the surface, creating an air pocket that allows it to propel itself. The most fascinating thing is that it achieves up to 20 strides per second, a speed that allows it to escape from predators. It is found from southern Mexico to Ecuador and Venezuela. In Bangkok, Thailand, there is a culinary tradition known as geng kradong, a spicy salad with live shrimp. Although diners must wait for the shrimp to stop jumping, they are served alive to guarantee unparalleled freshness. This practice highlights the importance of fresh ingredients in Thai cuisine. These geese, likely Canadian geese, migrate from Ontario, Canada, to the southern United States in search of warmer climates and food. Their migration is a massive journey they make in a characteristic V formation. This formation is not only iconic, but it also has an aerodynamic purpose. It reduces air resistance for the birds flying behind the leader, helping them conserve energy on their long journey. In case you had never seen it, this is how mollusks move inside a seashell. They will only move if they feel danger. Carpenter ants, known for building nests in wood, have a surprising ability. They amputate the legs of other ants to heal their wounds. This practice, which seems cruel, is a form of survival. The amputations prevent the wounds from becoming infected, which could kill the ant. Furthermore, the ants use their saliva to clean the wounds, which shows their ingenuity and ability to adapt. Two bees, in a surprising act of collective ingenuity, manage to open and access the sweet content of a soft drink. Bees are fascinating insects with a remarkable communication ability. They guide themselves with intricate figure-8 dances to indicate the location of food sources to the rest of the hive, using different inclinations to convey direction. Additionally, their keen sense of smell and touch allows them to precisely distinguish various shapes and textures in their environment. This behavior demonstrates the complex social interaction and intelligence these small creatures possess. The adrenaline is palpable in this recording from New Jersey, United States, where the Ostrich Derby is held. This unconventional event involves riders on ostriches, and what makes this race even more peculiar are the brooms placed next to the ostriches' heads. These brooms are not just decorations, they are essential tools that riders use to steer the birds or to signal them to slow down. The Ostrich Derby is a unique spectacle that combines the speed of these birds with the skill and ingenuity of the riders. Shark embryos develop outside the eggshell, surrounded by a yolk sac. This form of development, known as oviparity, is common in sharks that lay eggs. Unlike other animals, the shark develops in a yolk sac, which provides it with the nutrients it needs to grow. The embryo can be clearly seen in the sac, moving and developing until it is born. Filmed in Namibia, this is the strange brown hyena. They are very rare and inhabit the arid Kalahari Desert in Namibia, feeding mainly on carrion and fruit. They can also be found in Botswana and South Africa. Unlike their more well-known relatives, the spotted hyenas, brown hyenas, are solitary and nocturnal creatures, which makes them even more elusive and fascinating for wildlife researchers. Their opportunistic diet is key to their survival in such hostile environments. In the Brazilian jungle, a video shows a green anaconda hatchling, one of the largest snakes in the world, seeking refuge in the hair of a man who keeps it as a pet. Young anacondas are vulnerable and often seek warm, safe places. This unusual bond highlights the various ways humans and wildlife interact. Filmed at the Roosevelt Zoo in North Dakota, United States. Tigers are incredible predators, endowed with impressive strength that allows them to take down their prey with a single precise bite to the neck. Not only are they capable of hunting large animals like young rhinos and elephants, but they can also defeat other predators like bears, leopards, and wolves, which places them at the top of the food chain. Did you know that there is a snake capable of flying, or rather, falling with style? It is the paradise tree snake, better known as the flying snake for its ability to jump from the top of trees and glide in the air. To do so, it propels itself upwards and undulates its body in an S shape to move with the help of the wind. In this way, it can move quickly from one tree to another and take its prey by surprise. Swimming crabs are a species of saltwater crab that use their last two legs, which are shaped like paddles, to propel themselves in the water. Unlike other crabs which crawl on the seabed, swimming crabs can swim at high speeds and are active predators. Their ability to swim is an adaptation to their environment, which allows them to hunt fish and other animals. Some Australian geckos have hydrophobic skin that repels water thanks to microstructures called spinules. These allow drops to roll or jump on the surface, keeping them dry. This mechanism helps prevent fungal or bacterial infections. The effect resembles what happens in a hot pan. The hydrophobic property also contributes to their natural cleaning. A spider spins around an ant much larger than itself to entangle it with its web. Unlike spiders that weave static webs, this spider uses its web to capture its prey in motion. The web, which is stronger than steel, wraps the ant until it cannot move. This hunting strategy is an example of the skill and intelligence of spiders. Racing greyhounds reach speeds close to 70 kilometers per hour, thanks to their explosive start and aerodynamic body. Racehorses, especially thoroughbreds, have similar maximum speeds, around 75 kilometers per hour. However, their initial acceleration is slower and requires more distance to reach maximum performance. Therefore, greyhounds outperform horses in acceleration. Both animals stand out for their speed over short distances. The comparison should consider acceleration time, track type, and physical endurance. This is an African albino snail taking a bath, an image that reveals the beauty of this species. They are native to regions of Tanzania, Kenya, and Somalia, where humid conditions are ideal for their development. These impressive mollusks can reach a considerable size, with shells up to 12 centimeters, and have a lifespan of up to 6 years, which is quite long for an invertebrate. Beavers are very clean animals. These rodents use their paws and claws to routinely comb and groom their fur. Furthermore, they are known for their ability to build dams, which creates habitats for other species and helps maintain aquatic ecosystems. Their diet consists mainly of bark, leaves, and aquatic plants, making them natural landscape engineers. Fanning bees use a surprising technique to regulate the temperature in their hives. During hot days, several worker bees place themselves at the entrance and beat their wings in unison to create a current of cool air. This behavior is vital to maintain the optimal temperature inside, which prevents the honey from melting and the larvae from dying. It's an example of the sophisticated social organization of bees. Crows are extremely intelligent animals. Watch how this specimen provokes a fight among the vultures to get some of the food. In Australia, it is common to observe kangaroos moving along rural roads. The red kangaroo can reach speeds close to 70 kilometers per hour in short distances. Ostriches also reach that speed, while gazelles can reach up to 80. The leopard, although agile, has a maximum speed of about 58 kilometers per hour. The cheetah is the fastest land animal, with records between 104 and 115 kilometers per hour. Filmed in Melbourne, Australia, the video shows a manta ray consuming spider crabs. Unlike other predators, the manta ray feeds with its hands full and glides over the seabed, absorbing everything in its path. Spider crabs, despite being blind, have very developed hearing, which allows them to detect the movement of the manta ray. Although they are blind, their hearing keeps them alive. China is consolidating its position as the undisputed leader in global duck meat production, a vital sector for its economy and gastronomy. This dominance is impressive, as the Asian country accounts for approximately 60% of the global production of this meat. Its duck farms extend across various provinces, with Jiangsu, Shandong, and Zhejiang standing out as the main production centers. Wandering spiders, photographed by Gil Beeson in Brazil, are known for being one of the most venomous species in the world. Their size is similar to that of a hand, and, as their name suggests, they don't weave webs, but rather hunt their prey. The appearance of dozens of hatchlings under a bed is a testament to their ability to adapt to urban environments. Ants are fascinating insects with impressive strength, capable of lifting objects much heavier than themselves. Videos in India and Bangladesh show ants transporting unusual objects, such as a metal necklace and a piece of plastic. Although it is often believed that they use them to build their nests, it is more likely that they are removing them from the entrances to clear the way, or, in the case of the metal, they are simply moving it out of curiosity. Whales can slow their heart rate to as low as 2 beats per minute. They do this to save oxygen. The maximum heart rate of these animals is up to 36 beats per minute. But when they dive to the depths, they can slow it down to 2 beats per minute. In comparison, a human heart has between 60 and 100 beats per minute. The Monkey Festival is a peculiar event held in Lopburi, Thailand, every November. It consists of preparing a feast for thousands of monkeys. This banquet includes fruits, vegetables, sweets, snacks, and even sodas, and is organized in gratitude to the monkeys for attracting thousands of tourists to this small town. Glowfish are genetically modified organisms that glow thanks to fluorescent genes inserted into their embryos. These genes come from jellyfish and marine corals and cause the color to be expressed naturally. Development began in Singapore, and they have been primarily marketed in the United States since 2003. The most modified species include Danios, Tetras, Barbs, and Bettas. The fluorescent color is passed on through reproduction. It is not injected or painted. These are gelatinous spheres that protect the eggs of the common frog. Interestingly, the egg mass of a single female can contain up to 2,000 eggs, and upon contact with water, the jelly swells up to 3 times its original size, which helps protect them from predators. Octopuses are known for their flexibility, their 3 hearts, their intelligence in problem-solving, and also their ability to camouflage, a skill that allows them to adapt to the environment and thus avoid predator attacks. To do this, octopuses use their skin, which contains pigments called chromatophores, that they can expand or contract at will to change color. Observe how frogs look from below. It seems as if they have some kind of glue, as they are completely adhered to the surface. The caterpillar of the common barren butterfly, native to India and Southeast Asia, camouflages itself with great effectiveness in its natural environment. As it grows, its shape and green color make it look like the central vein of a leaf, which protects it from birds and other predators. This adaptation increases its chances of reaching adulthood. When it transforms into a butterfly, the males have brown wings and the females have greenish tones. The largest cockroach in the world can swim. This is a new species of isopod, or in more common words, an enormous marine cockroach. It is found at 2,000 meters of depth and can grow up to 50 centimeters. The fact that it is so large is attributed to the lack of natural predators. It has also helped that these giant sea bugs have less meat than a crab. And believe it or not, it is very common to find stuffed animals with this shape in Japan. This is the first 5-star hotel for cats in the world, and it is located in the capital of Malaysia. It is Katsia, a fantastic playground for these felines. The place has 35 rooms available for the kiddies' stay, is attended by lovers of these animals, and they are the ones who take care of the pets when the owners cannot accompany them. The fee is $21 per night. Like humans, cats and dogs can get acne. In the case of these animals, it is an inflammation of the hair follicle due to the presence of bacteria or excess sebum on the skin. These pimples can appear on their chin, lips, base of the tail, or eyelids. In dogs, it usually only happens when they are between 5 and 8 months old. In contrast, feline acne occurs occasionally and can become a recurrent problem. On the plains of the Fitzroy River, Australia, movement patterns formed by sheep flocks seen from drones have been documented. These images show how the animals group together and move en masse. These patterns have been compared to natural flows due to their collective behavior. Meet the rock hyrax, a very cute mammal. It usually measures about 50 centimeters and weighs about 4 kilograms when it is an adult. It has a pair of long incisors and usually lives in habitats with cracks in rocks to escape from threats. But it spends most of its time resting or sunbathing. It has a life expectancy of 10 years. Although the teeth of humans and sharks are very different in appearance and function, both are extremely hard. Human teeth are covered by dental enamel, which is the hardest substance in a vertebrate's body and withstands the daily wear of chewing. On the other hand, shark teeth are composed mainly of dentine, a very resistant substance that is effective for cutting and tearing the flesh of their prey. Although human enamel is harder than shark dentine, both materials are perfectly adapted to the needs of their respective owners. The royal flycatcher, also known as the Amazonian royal flycatcher, is a species of passerine bird that measures between 15 and 17 centimeters long. Its upper parts are mainly brownish-gray, with cream-colored spots on the wing coverts. Its rump and tail are yellowish ochre, and its beak is relatively long and wide. The male has a characteristic fan-shaped crest with red feathers, while females have a yellowish-orange crest. Meet John Xin, a dog that was waiting for his owner at a train station in China. He is a 15-year-old canine whose owner leaves for work very early and returns on the train about 12 hours later. He sits at the station and waits until he arrives, and every time he sees him, he greets him very kindly. This dog became famous due to a video posted on social media, where people were very moved by his story. Dolphins are the most intelligent animals in the ocean, or one of the most intelligent. You could even say that their brains are similar to ours. What you see now is a human brain next to a dolphin's brain. The largest part of its brain is the cerebral neocortex, where thought processes are generated, just like in us. Thanks to this, dolphins have great social skills and are capable of understanding basic commands. Although they lack wheels, there are wheelchairs designed for fish in the world. They were handmade by a caretaker at the San Antonio Aquarium in the United States. The wheelchair functions more like a float and has a piece of styrofoam, which allows it to control its stability. Surprisingly, it is not the only model of a chair designed for fish. There are some more homemade ones that serve the same purpose and allow this species to float without problems. These bees are capable of detecting bombs thanks to their incredible sense of smell. They are trained by confining them in an individual cage and rewarding them with sugar water each time they are exposed to explosive vapors. With this method, the bees associate the smell with a reward and can be monitored by cameras to detect explosives in places that are difficult for other animals to access. The giant African snail, Achatina fulica, is one of the largest land snails in the world, with a shell that can measure between 25 and 30 centimeters in length and 8 centimeters in height. It is also included in the list of the world's 100 most harmful invasive alien species due to its ability to cause significant damage to agriculture and biodiversity. In Shenzhen, China, more than 600 drones failed and fell from the sky during a show. Although the cause was not confirmed, experts believe that a loss of GPS signal or electronic interference may have caused a subsystem failure, causing some drones to lose their position and fall, while others continued the show. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.